trending, gal. Now fi check when me spending, gal. Have me one house, now fi boom fence, gal. Independent, gal. Real number one trending, gal. Boom fence, gal. Me a one jail when I need jack pa my hill up on my wrist, ice like a freeze. I'm just a chill. Plus my birthday and I have my education. Now bright yourself, cause my attitude stink like vegan. Couple mil, yes it them in a recall. Different currency, I travel like me at the traffic car. Them say me hype, me a feel off. Them lucky some in a show off. Me no depend on nobody because me have me money. Can't tell me how to spend it cause I feel me money. No depend on nobody because me have me money. Can't tell me how to spend it cause I feel me money. Independent gal, real number one trending gal. Now fi check when me spending gal. Have me one house now fi boom fence gal. Independent gal, real number one trending gal. Me no dependent gal. Have me one house now fi boom fence gal.
Listen all day, every day on your favorite streaming platform. The clean, fresh sound. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right. Good morning again, SVG. We are back with you for another segment of our Activated Mornings program. All right. In studio, you have Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel, and we are your hosts for today. All right. We are your hosts every day, actually. Okay. And hope that everybody is okay at this time. All right. So we are in our Talk to Us segment. This is where you, the listeners, become even more interactive with us, where you can pose a question to us for our feedback, our opinions, or anything that you wish to discuss in relation to what we may have spoken about before. All right. So this is where we allow you, the listeners, to be even more interactive with us. Remember, the number to call is 457-9997. If you're not getting to call directly through the landline, call through the WhatsApp. All right. So you can call through the WhatsApp. So the number to call is 457-9997. All right. Just before we get into that, that sound that we're playing just now for Shansia, I want to get to the level where Shansia says she doesn't have to check when she's spending.
Boy, I tell you.
I want to be able to get to those levels, right? So many small businesses will be patronized. People who cook, restaurants, etc., will be patronized. Persons who offer cleaning services, they will be patronized. Yeah, I want to get to that level.
I know, right? Just walk and you don't have to ask what's the price. It's just, give me two of those.
Yeah, as I always say, I have expensive eyes, right? Because there are times when I would even go on site, go online, and I look at something and it's like, oh, this is nice. And I'd be like, oh, that's the price.
Yep.
All right. So
I'd
be like, no, it's still nice, but it's just that I can't afford, So yeah, but I want to be able to get to that level where I don't have to check where I'm spending. I mean, to be fair, because I know somebody going to say, well, if you're not checking when you spend, this is how you're going to lose all your money. But in the grand context of things, not to have to be penny pinching in a sense like that. All right. Good morning, Jeffo.
Good morning, Angel again. I have to be the first one to jump in. I am going to put a challenge out to Queens. Again. And this is not on the subject we spoke about. The PM is going to be in New York. And normally when he goes to New York, he will meet with the intentions. When you're in school and you dare somebody, I dare Queens to go and ask the Prime Minister questions that he be questioning the Prime Minister about. You know me meet with intention. Let Queens go there. Because I heard him on another radio station saying that he is not an admirer of the PM. He says the PM is a follower. That's his words. He's a follower. He goes to different countries like he travels, and when he sees things, he come back to St. Vincent and implement those things. He gave an example the Parliament building. You see, he go away. You see this thing, and he come back and put it and come and build them in St. Vincent. Isn't that something positive? If you go away and you see something that would enhance St. Vincent, would you want to do something positive, like do the library, etc., etc.? Do you want to be St. Vincent look colonial in the way that everybody come? But this city is run down with new buildings. So now he said that the prime minister's follower. So he have his opportunity. Present to him when he appears in New York. If he have his meeting, he can go and ask the prime minister, "How come you're a follower, and you're doing these things?" Let him ask that. I was brave enough to ask Mr. Eustace a question. I'll come back to that another time. You guys be the judge. He said, "I defend the party. I will defend things that are going on positive, and people want to be negative about it. I will do that for any government, whether it's NDP. If they were doing the airport, I would have done the same thing I did for ULP with the airport. I want to see positiveness. I normally tape you guys sometimes and send it out to people. And I send something to someone about what is going on. And it's come back, "Oh, how come St. Vincent is still behind? Grenada is up and running with a hurricane." And I said, "That's not true. Grenada is not up and running. They having problems just like St. Vincent." Dianna, you've been on WEFM all this week, I believe. You heard Mr. Ferdinand play clips of what is taking place in Grenada. They're having the same problem finding workers, skilled workers to do the job. I sent that clip to him, but I guess he ignored it. I sent it back again this morning to him. I said, "Listen, this is what is being played. Grenada is not fully up. St. Vincent have the mainland, you have Beckway, you have Myro, you have Kenawan, you have Union Island. Look at it. You got to deal with all those different places. Grenada have three. Calico, Pitimani, and Grenada. So, I mean, he has a lot to do. So don't tell me that Grenada is up and running, which is not true. You heard Mr. White call in the other day, and he was talking with Kenton and Mr. Bramble on there. And he called in, he said to stop right there. He says, "Look what's going on in Union Island." He said, "Mr. Bramble, to him," what I would say, he said he only saw Mr. Bramble one time down there. I don't know. I would say maybe to his knowledge, he only saw Mr. Bramble one time down there. And the elected official from the Southern Grenadines, he said the PM has been seen more than the elected official. And if I tell somebody this is what I'm hearing, I'm taping it to them, you're going to say I'm defending the party? I'm sending things of what I hear from you guys, what I hear from the other station, and Nice Radio. I tape all three. When I'm walking, I hear positive thing or what I tape it while I'm walking. I was sending it out, so that's not dependent. All right, have a good one, ladies. So tell Queen's going to see the PM next week.
All right, I think we have Queens. Right. Oh, he gone. All right, so Queens, I know you're trying to call. You can call back now. All right. I will admit, I think I probably said it before, but WEFM listeners, you guys amuse me, right? You really do amuse me. All right, so we have a challenge that's thrown out to Queens, and I think Queens is going to respond very shortly if he gets back in on the call. All right, so yeah, let's see. All right, while we wait for Queens to respond, all right, there we go. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hola, the line so loud.
All right. Okay, we're gonna have to do a reset thing. All right, so try calling back, please. Okay, so in the interim, let's talk about something that that came to me when I was looking at a particular show this week. And the question is, should children feel obligated to carry on their parents' business? So a parent started a business, let's say several decades ago, and they started this business maybe out of necessity, out of passion, whatever it is, right? Hi, Queens, morning.
Can you hear me now?
We can, yes, Queens. Go right ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
You can hear me?
Okay,
yes.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So the Prime Minister had town hall meeting, I think 2 since the COVID. Maybe one before since the COVID. But since 2016, when a lady went up there and embarrassed him, said some embarrassing things about him, he doesn't take no question no more. In fact, he doesn't have meetings every year when he come up no more. He had 2 meetings since that time, since 2016, and he did not take any questions since that lady embarrassed him in 2016. That's one.
Okay. Queens? Oh boy. All right.
We have to try back.
Queens, you're going to have to try it back, please. All right. So while we get that full explanation from Queens, we will continue. All right. So if parents started a business decades ago, and this is what sent the child or children to school. This is what allowed maybe the family to have a comfortable life. Yeah. To have a comfortable life. Hi, Queens, morning.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I changed location, so hopefully it's better now. I was outside, I'm inside, so I hope it's better inside. Yes, in 2016, when he had his town hall meeting, a lady came up there and embarrassed him. I'm not going to go into the details of it. I'm sure Mr. Jeff know what it is that we're talking about. And since that time, the Prime Minister only had 2 meetings since that time, since 2016, town hall meeting. And at those 2 meetings, he didn't take no questions. And I believe it's because he was embarrassed by this lady in 2016. Furthermore, I did not go up there and ask the Prime Minister any questions because, and this happened with both meetings. When I have meetings for the NDP and ULP, it happened. The supporters of ULP, if you ask a question that they don't like, they boo you and embarrass you. Same thing with the NDP. When the NDP have their meeting and people like Jeff go up there and ask questions, they're going to boo him and embarrass him. And I glad they boo him for that question that he asked, right? I glad they boo him for that. But generally, they will boo you if they don't like the questions. That time when Jeff went up there and called, there were 3 persons that got booed. ULP people who came there and asked questions and they got booed. But the last one of them I didn't agree with. One of them, you probably heard a tape when somebody asked Eustace, what is his 5 or 10-year plan? And Eustace say, ask Ralph. And the crowd loved that. And I don't think that was the right answer for Mr. Eustace to make. I think he should have told him his 5 or 10-year plan. He shouldn't have responded that way. That's my personal. But with the question that Jeff asked, I agree with the people that booed Jeff. Right? So basically, I won't go up there. As I said already, I won't go answer no question because the diehard supporters from both political parties don't want any tough questions to be asked to their favorite politicians. So that, in a nutshell, that's it. So have a good day.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. So Queens is actually making an interesting and maybe a valid point as well. When you go into a forum or a space where whoever it is who's speaking is loved, and it's not even just in a political context, they're loved and they're respected and they're placed highly on a pedestal, for want of other words. Having questions posed or having tough questions posed to them or having questions that may not fall in favor with the majority of persons, you will get a negative response from a crowd, right? And is it a case where persons are looking for persons to be objective and impartial in some of these forums? No, right? I mean, it comes the same when you with some of the political shows, these political talk shows. The parties have their stations of preference, and I find that sometimes I don't listen to many of the political talk shows. I really don't, right? Because I think sometimes even if you have an opposing opinion from some persons, they are not as objective in listening to you, and they are going to find a way to defend come hell or high water, right? And persons aren't keen on hearing somebody who has an opposing view to whoever it is they're speaking with. Hi, caller, morning.
Hello?
Hi.
Right, so, yeah. Hello?
Hi, we're hearing you.
Oh boy, there seems to be so much problems. Anyhow, I am here sitting back and just enjoying the Vincentian, what should I call that? The Vincentian culture in so many different ways. You see me? If I want to vote, I vote. If I don't want to vote, I don't vote. There is not a law in this country to tell me who to vote for and who not to vote for. So when I listen to all these things, I just have to laugh because up to now we didn't get the message yet, Why can't we be objective? Why can't we be like civilized people and have to use those words? If Alicia is Labour and I am NDP, that means that me and Alicia can't fall in love? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, because
why we have to be
red and yellow don't really mix. It's not, well, it's orange, but it's not a nice color.
So why want me to be, tell me a color.
a deeper shade of yellow. I'm messing around, eh? Go ahead.
Yeah, anyhow. You see, for me, we shouldn't be in the 21st century when people are supposed to be more knowledgeable, educated. That is the thing that gets to me, That is what this get to be. We still on some insignificant, small island people talk. And we go to New York and we behave the same. Wherever we go to, that's why when some Vincentians travel, they don't want to meet up any Vincentian, I know that for a fact. They don't want to meet Vincentians because next thing you'll find yourself already back St. Vincent, backyard, and so on. And that's why I love intelligence. I love intelligence, right? Of course, I love other things as well, but time will not permit. But intelligence, as far as I'm concerned, and human being, we need to drop all these stupid, ignorant ways. I remember former Prime Minister, or late Prime Minister Sir James Mitchell used to say, afraid ignorance. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave. All right. So now that Jeff has issued his call and Queens has responded, can we safely move on?
All those ULP and NDP supporters, I'm going to need you to get a book, gather all your points, write down all your points, because the time is coming when we're going to have the proper discussion for all of that. Start to write down your points now. Get a book.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. So we might not even get to deal with this fully, but yeah. So right. So, should a child feel obligated to having to carry on their parents' legacy in this sense, given that this is what the parents started and this is what would have, or this is what provided them with shelter, with food, with education, etc. Should a child feel obligated to carrying on the legacy of their parents? Hi, Anita. Morning.
Good morning, sweetheart. How are you? Good morning, Dianna.
Good morning.
Roleza, I'm surprised. I mean, you are good at what you do. That you sit there and allow Dave to get away painting all Vincent with a broad brush. That's what he did. Have you ever?
Or maybe I'm drained, Anita.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure you traveled, Dianna. I'm sure you traveled, and have you ever run into anybody who didn't want to meet you? I traveled since I too to make a living. I finished 3 passports already because that was my living. I go St. Martin, Detroit, all over the place. And I never met that kind of thing, what he's talking about, that people don't want to meet Vincentians. I wonder if he ever run into that, because he didn't say except him. So I'm wondering if he met up with it. I'm sure there are hundreds of people who would say that they never meet up. If you go to a place and you act like a fool or an idiot, you will be treated as one. So I just want to declare that. Maybe it miss you guys, but I couldn't allow him to get with that. And you see, and when you rebut, they think that you are against them. But how can he say that? Vincentians. I mean, like, if he says some Vincentians, I can understand that. And if he had bad experience, I'm sorry. Okay, my dear. You guys have a good one. Stay blessed.
You as well, Anita. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're not going to deal with the particular topic. Let's just read out what is there, and then we have to jump into today's community dateline.
Right. Okay, let's see. Somebody says, I don't think that Queens is right, that the PM hasn't had a meeting since 2016. So Queens, you gotta pull up some what we call receipts, and you gotta bring some receipts for when we're ready to have them discussions, right? So somebody's not sure. Somebody here says Bermuda embraces Vincentians. And let's see. Someone in response to somebody mentioned earlier about the question that was asked. Someone said, remember when the guy asked Mr. Eustace the question in Brooklyn, and to them it was a legitimate question. It didn't seem, it was a legitimate question to them.
All right. All right. So we are going to jump out of our Talk to Us segment for today. And the topic that we actually had, we will push it back for another day. All right. So that concludes today's Talk to Us segment for today. And we're going to jump directly into today's community dateline.